I think we're live, Kim. Let's go to our intro.
Yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you're watching rebrandUS. I'm your host tonight, Anthony Goodson, alongside my co-host Eric Russell, Adrian the A Stinson, and the beautiful, the lovely, look like she's slimming down, Kimberly Dow.
What's up,
What's
everybody?
up, world? How everybody doing out there?
Hey, tonight we got a very interesting, special, short show for you. We're not even going to keep y'all all night long. We thank y'all. First of all, we want to come out and say thank y'all, thank y'all, thank y'all for joining us every Wednesday at 7:30. The numbers are always looking good and they're always looking better. We appreciate that. We can't even tell y'all how much we thank y'all because we remember about 2 years ago, us four, in addition to about three others on the very first show, we all came together one night talking about George Floyd. One night, and we talked about what we saw. We talked about what that meant to the country. We talked about what that meant to us. And us four, in addition to three others, had a plan, had a mission, and we brought that mission together. What we did was we created a Facebook page. We created this podcast. We've been creating T-shirts. We're now talking to people. We created an idea that now we think we're going to put in the play. So tonight we just wanted to quickly talk about that a little bit, say thank you all for joining us, and every single week we want to continue to say thank you all for supporting us, not even just from this podcast perspective, but also from, rebrandUS on the Facebook also. But in addition, while we got you here, while you're listening, we do have other platforms that we absolutely want y'all to join. They're probably more imperative for us. Go to Instagram if you have an Instagram. Go to rebrandUS Podcast. It's on Instagram. Same place on YouTube, rebrandUS Podcast. Please do us a favor and go and subscribe at those places. Anyway, I'm not going to take the whole time to talk. Kim, what you got to say?
So I just also wanted to say thank you to all of our followers out there, all of our new people that has been added to the group. We thank you for supporting us. We are just four regular people who just want to talk about different issues that are going on, and we just want y'all to just see us have a good time, educate you on different things that are going on in the country and the world. Um, give you our perspective on certain subjects, and we just thank you for just being so receptive to the information that we decide to get on here and convey to you each and every Wednesday. We appreciate that, and we're just going to keep it going. Let us know, like Anthony said, just get on Instagram or right here under this live podcast. You can actually comment and just let us know what you want to talk about, what you want to hear. Chime in, give us your point of view, because we want to know what you're thinking as well, So that's what's going to keep our show going, and we just want to give you what you want as well. I also want to take the time to let you know that our infamous black, our the Black History Month version of the rebrandUS shirt is now available to all of our viewers. So just comment down below, or you can just inbox either one of us and let us know you would like a shirt. We can get them in every size, from small, medium, large, extra large, double X, 3X, whatever you need. We will be here to accommodate your need as far as the rebrandUS shirt. So I've explained the colors on this shirt. It will be white. We will have some white ones available. We will have some black ones available. So just comment down below and let us know what your needs are. And we just thank you in advance for supporting us with the shirt. If someone asks you about rebrandUS, just tell them what we are.
So Leonard said he wants to hear a poem. We're going back to the comments. What's up, Ty Holsey? He's watching us tonight. Thank you very much, brother. He always is supporting us. We really.
Oh yeah.
He also say with his SFA English, how I get one of them shirts? Need a large. He been
All
losing that
right.
weight, y'all. He been working out in that gym, looking good, Ty. Kelby Alicia, aka my homegirl Chunner. She said, "Yes, I definitely want one in XL." Perfect,
All
perfect.
right.
Perfect.
Okay.
Hey, look, we got lots of shirts available. We're going to sell some of them. We got a few that we're actually giving away too. So we'll tell you more about how you can get one for free, right?
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
It
that's
involves a
coming.
little naked streaking through the city, but it's worth it.
It's worth it. We have to film it. That's the only problem.
It's worth it.
So we're not gonna have a long show tonight, but we do want to kind of go over a few things. I think
And let me say
again,
that, before you get into that, let me say this real quick. For everybody who got out yesterday to vote, congratulations. Thank you guys for going out to vote. We got a lot of different elections coming up. This was a primary yesterday to get people that you knew about into the real elections coming up, like the ones that are going to be voted on to see who will be the actual next, whatever it's going to be. So thank you guys for going out. So it's such big numbers. When I was there was a lot of people in line, all different colors, all different shapes, all different sizes, and it was good to see that everybody exercising their right to vote. So continue doing that. We'll continue. There's 2 more lessons coming up. The bigger ones gonna be later in the year, but we got as well. So just keep your eyes and ears open up and just kind of do some research on the candidates in your particular area. But again, congratulations and thank everybody who went out to vote. And if you didn't get a chance this time, you got 2 more times this year for your local and state elections. So we'll keep you guys posted as well.
right. So all right. Without further ado, we're gonna talk real quickly about rebrandUS. Again, we've already said our thank yous, and again, we want to continue to say thank you. Bring people to rebrandUS on the podcast platform on Facebook. Send people to Instagram rebrandUS podcast as well as YouTube rebrandUS podcast. And our email is rebranduspodcast at Yahoo. Is that correct, Eric? rebrandUS at Yahoo. All right. So, we've been hearing some things, and a lot of people are really liking the show. Hey, I want to give a shout out to David Got Boat, man. We appreciate the information you sent
Hey,
to us.
David.
Showing us that love. I shared it with everybody. Adrian Quinn, that's another person I think that we need to give a shout out to. Of course, Ty, Tony, and Deborah Goodson, no doubt. We also need to give a shout out to Carolyn Malone. Y'all got any? Terrence Thornton, man.
Oh, yes.
Francisco Davis.
Leonard on her. Leonard
Deborah
watching us
McLeod.
now.
She's my
Deborah McLeod.
She
Listen.
She always
Miss Mary.
Miss Mary, of course. We want to keep saying thank you to Miss Mary. She is so funny. So I'm gonna ask y'all real quick.
Kayleen's mom.
Kayleen.
Oh yeah.
Kayleen and her mom. They're always tuned in, and we appreciate that.
Our brother in Kenya, David, is it Untumo?
Okay.
Our Kenyan brother.
All right.
Representing out there.
Okay. You gotta say thank you in Kenyan. You can't just say he don't know what you said.
Look, I'm not going to mess up. Yeah.
Also, I want to give a shout out to Sydney Goodson, because Sydney Goodson was the first fabricator of our shirt. She was the fabricator of this rebrandUS shirt. So we shout out to Sydney. Hopefully, she'll get things going, and we can continue to support her and continue to motivate her as well. Shout out to Erica Too Cocky Crook. She was part of Rebrand Her. So was Marcella Music. So, and just a lot of different people who have came through our platform and showed us some love.
Yeah, we got some more shows coming. In fact, at the end of the month, I think we got a full show of Rebrand Her coming. All ladies, the whole hour. So, ladies, go tell the fellas. Well, you know what? They're all married. Almost. Maybe the host won't be.
Just a little eye candy.
Sorry about that, host.
That's all right. I'm cool. Because whether I'm married, whether I'm single, just know that I'm happy. Okay.
Oh, she told me. Hey, look, I'm going to ask y'all a question. What does rebrandUS mean? Tell me what rebrandUS means to you. Let's explain to the people why we came up with the word rebrandUS and what it means to each and every one of us individually.
I'll go first. Because like Queen Latifah said, ooh, the ladies first. So
like Willie D said. We won't do it. Y'all have to look that up.
Cut it out. So I want to let everyone know that rebrandUS means growth to me. Okay. It's about us growing as a people. It's about us growing individually. And it's about my personal growth as well. You know, this was something that was totally out of my comfort zone. Anthony thought enough of me to ask me to be a part of this. And I thank you for that, Anthony. I really, really do.
Go.
So I just want to thank you for that. Like I said, it took me out of my comfort zone. It makes me want to study, research things, learn different topics that I never probably would have ever studied. You know, because we try to familiarize ourselves with the topics that we talk about, and so it just forces us to grow as a person, so that we can talk in different settings instead of not just this setting, but wherever we meet people, we can talk about any subject wherever we go. So I just think that rebrandUS to me means growth, and so I want to see that growth in everyone else along with myself. I want us to just continue to go, no matter how we've been treated in the past, and no matter what we're going through now. We just have to keep pushing.
You know, for me, it's kind of strange because every time you set out to do something, you don't know exactly what the outcome is going to be, right? So, I mean, we're growing. We're certainly not haven't made it or anything like that. We're not where we want to be. But it's funny how it's starting to take a small turn. I mean, at one point, we were just an organization, right, Eric? And now we're a podcast. And we're going to talk about the organization side of it as much. But we do have these conversations because I remember in high school when, we were young, we were black, and we were in the 80s and 90s, Kim. And it was certain conversations you just didn't have. You didn't talk about sex. It just seemed weird to talk about sex. You didn't talk about voting, who you voted for. You didn't talk about money and all those things. But you didn't talk about race. And this affected us. And we probably should have started having these conversations in 1865, right? Instead, here we are now having them in 2020, whenever we first started this. And we're going to continue to have these conversations, but we want to make this a little bit more diverse. We want more white, more Mexican, more other people here because rebrandUS. I mean, we capitalize the U.S. on purpose, and it's not just black people. It's not just white people. It's not just Mexican. Ace, before I go to you, I'm going to go to the comment. Y'all, somebody tell me who this is. Let's talk about a good time for men to shave their head. Is it at the first sign of thinning hair? You know what? Or when the hairline is in the middle of your head, is that a rebrandUS topic? You know, let me tell you, that's a rebrandUS problem, obviously. 3 out of 4 of us. But, I was fasted.
I whacked mine off as soon as I started seeing signs because I did not want to be that brother. I didn't want to be George Jefferson. I didn't want to be Stevie Wonder. I didn't want to be the Dingo Warrior. I didn't want to be none of that.
Hey, look here. When your hairline starts to recede so much, it's like when you get the horseshoe, you got to go. When it starts to recede too much, you got to go. When your hair lick, and the problem is you probably look better than what you think you're going to look. Well, no.
Nowadays, they can put some tracks on there and they can take those clippers, a number 2, and fade it on out just like it.
Until you get caught out in the rain and something loosen up on you.
So, Ty, it sounds like this is a good topic for rebrandUS to have on one day. Just some topics about some men issues, because obviously we have some opinions about this particular topic here. So,
well, that's okay. Just leave it to the us women at the end of the month. This month, we're going to talk about you guys hard.
Oh man, okay.
It's your brand hers. Let's focus the positivity on the females.
The positivity comes from knowing that it's time to shave that.
Yeah. Shouts out to all the dudes though walking around looking like Bozo and George Jefferson, holding on to that afro with that big hole in the middle. A bird gonna just sit on your head and lay an egg.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie though. I was probably one of the ones that had to be told several times, man, go and shave that off. My brother and brother-in-law, they're like, dude, just cut that off, man.
I had to be thankful to my last barber, my dog Jay. He faded me up and he blew the kill. He said, hey man, don't come back.
Hey, that's tough love right there.
He said, yeah, I can't do it no more, man. I'm not gonna take your money. Don't come back.
Hey man, my barber had to work some miracles on me. I literally was fasting. I'm not even joking when I say this. My sister, if she's watching, I want her to comment. My parents, if they're watching, I want them to comment. I started fasting and crying, and God, you said, and Chris quoting all kinds of scriptures in the Bible. This is a true story. And not one follicle came back. But you know what? I wouldn't look. They just confident, says Leonard.
Well, it's in now. You know, bald-headed guys with a beard. Ooh. You know,
That's all I can do.
that's what it is. I also want to give a shout out to my sister, Thaddeus Thomas. She always tries to tune in, and she always gives us some good criticism and feedback on our show. Most of it is always positive. So shout out to my sister for the support. I appreciate it.
Right on. Tony Goodson said he got a head full of hair. He wrote head full of hair. Tony Goodson.
Signed his. This was something
Wait a minute, head full of hair.
Period.
It skipped over him and hit you hard.
What about the unisex bathrooms? All right,
I love it.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh, what about
Sulphur Springs? You know, the wonderful hometown of Sulphur Springs has the bathrooms that have the two-way, that are made out of two-way mirrors.
what?
Oh yeah, so you can go in there and people can't see in there, but you can see out.
you've never seen it before? Y'all never seen this thing before?
I saw him, but it's amazing to me that it's in Sulphur Springs.
Hey, look, it's downtown Sulphur Springs. It's like one of the 7 wonders of the world. He kicked out the Grand Canyon, and everybody around the country is literally going to see that place. I see it in just random places, commercials, movies, so forth. Look here, going back to the comments, and by the way, that last comment was from Desiree Davis, Desiree Michon Davis.
Des. That's my niece, Des. What's up, Des? Thanks for tuning in.
My girl, La Willis, aka Shay, she says it's on the square. What's up, Shay?
Yeah, hey Shay.
I had a crush on Shay up until I can't say that. But here we go. I would like to see people's thoughts on that. Unisex bathrooms is what I think they're talking about. All right, you know what? Let's talk about it real quick.
Yeah.
The first time I saw unisex bathrooms, I forgot the name of the club, but it was here in Dallas, you know, back in the day. And they had the unisex bathroom. And if you went in the bathroom to use the bathroom, all you could see was like hands and feet.
All right.
Wave your hands in the air and wave them like you just don't care. Okay.
Put them in there and just let them just stop.
Oh,
I think. Yeah, you froze up. It's a no, Brian Evans said. I think you back, Ace. Yeah. All right. Real quick, we're gonna talk about a few other things since it's on our mind. We talked a little bit about what rebrandUS is. I think y'all gave y'all's opinions and stuff. Okay. Ukraine. Ace so badly wanted to talk about the Ukraine situation. I don't have an opinion about it whatsoever at this point. I don't know enough about it. But I'm gonna throw it out there to y'all. Is it a scary situation? Is gas prices going up? Is that the scary part, or World War III potentially? Is that the scary part? What is it?
Nuclear warfare is the scary part of it.
Does it affect the layman people? Y'all think people like us?
Eventually, it'll trickle down.
Absolutely. I just think we need to mind our own business.
I do too. Hey, look, what's one dish you should have at every black family reunion? Is
macaroni and cheese.
Mac and cheese. What else?
Macaroni and cheese, banana pudding.
I would go
with or without bananas?
Without.
There we go. Okay, I can get with that.
Every black family reunion, you got to have potato salad made by the person who can make potato salad.
And that would be my sister. My sister is a potato salad maker in our family.
Potato salad. Brian Evans. Is that true? Pound cake.
Oh yeah, okay. Pound cake.
Pound cake. That's a good one. That's Desiree again. With bananas. I beg to differ, Desiree. I beg to differ. Somebody says my Aunt Rose Dial. I guess that's Brian once again. Yeah. So,
well, his auntie is my auntie. What do you mean?
Well, you didn't post that though.
Oh, okay.
Hey, go back. Somebody said, "What is Ukraine the biggest supplier of?"
Boric acid.
Do we know what boric acid is?
Let's go to the smart person on the panel. Eric, what's boric acid?
Science is not my thing. I know it's not a good thing. Boric acid can't be a good thing, but I'm
You know
not
Ribs
what?
and
I'm
this
gonna
peas.
look
customer
that up.
expertise at
But
Let
all.
me look.
it's used as a in cleaning solutions. So and it's also I've been seeing that it's good to use that, you know, as far as for pH balance in women.
Oh, so that's a good thing. It ain't nothing they can threaten us
Yeah,
with.
if it's used in safe amounts, yes. You know, Eric, go ahead and look that up. You good at looking stuff at
So if
up.
they bomb us with some boric acid, we might be just okay, huh? Nice and sanitized.
Well, it's not going to be a safe. I can guarantee you, they're not going to use a safe amount.
While Eric is looking at we're talking a little bit more about rebranders tonight. Tell us some of y'all's favorite shows. We know everybody's watching. Ty, Brian Evans, Desiree, all y'all are watching. Tell us
Yeah,
some of the
have
favorite
y'all
shows.
have y'all seen the Kanye documentary?
Well, I was referring to our show, but yeah, that'll work too. That's cool. That'd be cool. I'm talking about some of our shows, some of our topics.
You know what? Um, one of my absolute favorite shows, one we did right after Bill Cosby, or after Bill Cosby went free. I think we just had a very, I just think we had a very good conversation. Very great topic.
I don't remember that one, but
You don't have to. It just that's one of
maybe.
my favorite shows.
Oh,
You gotta
okay.
go back and check it out.
Somebody said Blackish. Hey, if we're gonna talk TV shows real quick,
How y'all gonna
Netflix
name
shows.
everybody's show but ours?
If we're gonna talk these shows, have y'all? I think I brought this up last week or a couple weeks ago. Have y'all or the audience seen Bel Air?
I
I have
saw
not
I
yet,
saw the first episode.
and
Eric, you
I've
quiet down there.
heard rave reviews about that show. So I
Let me
am
tell
going
y'all.
to end.
So, if you have seen The Fresh Prince of Bel Air, with the real Will Smith, this show is a funny show. It's a comedy. It's a fun-loving show about a boy going from Philadelphia to L.A. with a completely different environment. All those things. That's great. Same situation, same premises, but the difference is it's a dark show. Will and Carlton aren't really friends in this show. Probably the true world really comes out. And I mean, excellent actors. All the actors are excellent. In fact, the one kid Will that's playing Will Smith looks like Will, reminds you of Will, and it makes you think of how Will would really truly be in this situation. But it's dark. Carlton is not that. It's not unusual person. Carlton is is sniffing cocaine, and I'm not. This is not a spoiler. This is the very beginning of the show. So but it is awesome. It's an awesome show. But I thought to myself, do I want to really support a show that doesn't show enough black people in a great light? Somebody said their favorite show, Leonard, was gentrification. But I think to myself, do you want to continue to support shows that don't show black people in a great light? But you got to go see the show. It's like really, it pulls Will out of the gutter and it shows what he can be, his potential and all that. Although some of his friends don't feel it. Y'all have to go watch this show just to understand. It's like a positive show. It's just darker than the other one. Ashley is gay. Yeah, Ashley's gay on the show too, by the way.
Okay.
That's a spoiler alert, by the way. Is this a rebrandus topic? What are your thoughts about more and more people renouncing their Greek affiliations for religious reasons?
Wow, I didn't know
You
that
know
that
what?
was a thing. Is that what
Who
people are
asked that
doing?
question?
That was Ty,
Okay.
who's Greek, by the way.
I think that Greek people who renouncing their Greek affiliation for religious purpose, I think they are some tired cowards, and that lets me know what their process was. And if they paid any attention to anything that they went through, they would know that their entire organization, which I can't speak for all, but I'm pretty sure we're all part of the same. Their entire organization is God based. Um, I think those people are letting somebody get in their ear, and just the same way people used to use the Bible to say this and the Bible to say that. I mean, I don't understand. I don't even understand how you can separate the two when the founders completely put into these rituals. They completely put into the rituals. It's God based. We're God fearing men, God fearing women. The Bible is all throughout the process. So if you're denouncing your Greek affiliation because of some religious purpose, either you're getting into some religion that we don't know about, or you just dumb. You played something didn't even know it's about. Like what did you do? What was your process?
My girl
Like what
Kelby,
was going on?
My girl Chauner Kelby says, "Preach, Ace, preach."
So that's how I
So is
feel
this
about
more
that.
the younger generation doing this? Because this is my first time even hearing
Oh,
anything
I've
about it.
heard about this before, and a lot of it comes up from non-Greek people. And I tell people all the time, when you see something negative about Greeks, it's only a couple of different types of people. The number one is somebody who wanted to pledge something and they didn't get the pledge for the reason, or they didn't get selected. Number two is somebody, the if it was the female, somebody slept with a man. If it's a dude, somebody slept with a girl, and it's pure hate. But yeah, I just don't get it. But hey, y'all can renounce y'all want. Just tell me what you want. Look here, I'm fall 2008 of the Bloodthirsty Hammer chapter. We ain't renouncing nothing, baby. We went from hell, from the depths of hell and back for this. Blood, sweat, and tears all the way in reality. I went over at 2:08:50 a.m. on 11:03 It ain't happening. I ain't renouncing nothing. Cap Alpha South Turn Incorporated to the day I die. And that's just how it's going.
Okay then, Ace.
Man, he sound like prison to
It
me.
ain't on.
How many days were you on? Like, but you know what though? Do you think that it's possible to be able to do multiple things? If you start worshiping it, it's one thing. I think God is, if you're gonna try to put it up against God, if you worshiping Kappa Alpha Psi, whatever fraternity you may be in, and okay, maybe you went too far with it, but I don't know.
Yeah, because
And
God
that's
is a
what
jealous God. He don't like it.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Exactly what you guys are saying. And that's what I think about the people. So you play something that you didn't know anything about, because your entire process. I can speak for Kappa. Kappa man is a godly man. Kappa follows God, and our principles. God is first, and in our tier, it's God. Everything else. So I just don't understand where they're getting that from. There's actually a movie. I'm not gonna give him any props or anything. There was a guy who in the early '90s who tried to pledge my chapter, and unfortunately he wasn't successful because of physical reasons. Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated is a non-hazing fraternity. We don't condone. But for physical purposes, he wasn't able to complete his process, and he turned out to actually be a movie producer, and he basically made a movie about us. Like, it's kind of scary to watch, because I'm like, whoa, it's people like that, you know. So I don't know. I don't know what to say about it.
We have to realize it was one person's experience, though. I'm not saying that no one else experienced the same, but I mean, that was their experience. I mean, they just had a different experience than you did.
Yeah, he was in over his LBs. That wasn't no one person experience. He was a
Okay.
coward.
Yeah, but I do think you bring up a good point though, Kim. Like, I think all our topics we have our own opinions about, but I would love to have opposite sides of those people who have gone through some of that stuff come on show. That could be rebranding topic, because I think the fraternities are a good topic in the Black community anyway. What is the origin of the Greek fraternities? A lot of people don't even know that stuff. And I mean, of course, in the regular world, there's things that happen in the fraternity that shouldn't be happening in the world either. So it could be a number of things why people are renouncing. But if it's based all on what they're, just on their affiliation with God versus their affiliation with the Greek, I mean, that's a whole different discussion. But something's happening along the way in regards to keeping them from it. Who they believe and what they believe, that's a different discussion. But that's why I think the personal experiences are very, very important, because everybody's gonna be different, like Kim just said.
Right.
Chauner Kelby says, then you should compare it to.
Let me read it.
Go ahead.
Then you should compare it to work and work ethic. Some people commit to work so deep they forget about their families and church, but will condone Greek affiliation. Just call me LeVar Burton today.
You did that so beautiful. Try to do this one too.
If you could travel to one country and learn their culture, which would it be?
I take over after.
Relinquish the throne
quickly, huh? Germany, somebody said. Deborah McLeod says she's going to Germany. You know what? If I could travel to a country, and I think it would be a country where money is not really an issue. Where it's about love, it's about the tribe. Because I probably would go to, I can stay in America if I'm going to have buildings and jobs and all that stuff. probably money wouldn't be an issue. I'd probably change everything up. You know, so I don't want to say I want to be wearing cloth and Africa and all those things, but I don't know. I
Well,
probably that's what I'm thinking.
that's the thing. See, they don't wear cloth in Africa. In Africa, South Africa is one of the richest countries.
Well, yeah,
So
but
we don't see
you're talking about another city though. I'm talking about a tribe. I'm talking about a real bona fide third world situation. You
Oh,
know,
you want to go into something like that?
if
okay.
yeah, I think I could if I had to change my whole mindset, like if it
Yeah.
could
Hey,
snap in a moment.
see y'all at the memorial service.
Yeah, man, you have lost. You know, and I want to have an African accent wherever I go. I'm sorry, I just
Okay.
like their accents. Kim,
Okay, yeah. So, I was looking at an episode of a very popular show, and they had it for Black History Month. And there is a company that it's kind of like a genetics company, just like what is that? You can see what your heritage is like based upon like a swab in your mouth, but it'll tell you what African tribe that you derived from, based upon that swab.
like
And I just
23 and
thought,
Me.
yeah, like 23andMe, but it was really African based. So it's for
Do you trust
African
them?
American.
Do you trust them?
I mean, I don't know. It was just on a show. I haven't done any research on it, so I can't tell you whether I trust it. But I do like the idea of that because the people who were actually having it done, the characteristics of their tribes, they fit those characteristics. Some of them. So I don't
All
know.
right, so you're probably looking at 8:01 p.m. depending on where you are. It's 8:01 p.m. Central. We are rebrandUS. We just sitting around having a conversation tonight, non-scripted. Nothing is really ordered. Actually, we had planned on doing about 15 minutes, but we thank y'all for watching, so we decided to stay on a little bit longer. Again, we thank y'all. Hey, look, go to our YouTube channel. Go to rebrandUS podcast on both YouTube and Instagram. Subscribe. And what do you do on Instagram? Like it, follow it, whatever you do. And, try to up our numbers over there. We really appreciate it. Getting back to the subjects of rebrandUS, though. And let me go to a comment real quick before I get there. It says, all right, I got another. I can do this all night. Well, let's do it all night, Ty. What are your thoughts on interracial dating and marriage? You know what's funny? Before I wrote mine down so I can hold off on mine. What's funny about the interracial dating and marriage is we rebrandUS have never had that conversation on air. Well, I'm sure we have individually. We've never had that conversation on air. And I don't know if it's a conversation we try to stay away from or what. If they feel like answering, I'll throw it out to y'all.
You go first.
He
Eric.
said don't go last.
I like to prepare for that one. That's a show I rather prepare for as opposed to just speaking from the hip on that one. Because I like to prepare for that one. So I'm gonna have the political response to that question right now. But I do think it's a show that I want to have for sure. So to answer your question again, Ty, I want that to be a topic. So hopefully we'll get to that eventually. If we don't get to it right now.
Keep your questions coming, Ty. Kim, go ahead.
So I just say do what makes you happy. But this is what I don't understand. Just like Kanye said, when you get on, you leave us for a white girl, like is a light skinned girl or a Caribbean lady with Becky with the good hair. Does that symbolize wealth? Because people, let's take Kevin Hart for instance. His first wife was a sister. Now that he's blown up, she went through the trenches with him and all that good old stuff. Now that he's blown up, he's got some girl that's totally mixed, if not, a whole nother nationality. And he's not the only one. So
I think love finds who love finds. I do think it varies on particular instances. I know some people might be mad at me for saying this, but I don't think you can be like this leader for the cause and like you couldn't be Dr. Umar and then show up with somebody of a different race. you know, something like that. It wouldn't be a good look for it.
One says, "Why does it matter?"
I
Hmm.
mean, it really doesn't. People, you just, you love who you love and you like who you like and you want to be with whoever you want to be with. But, you know, at the same time, I can't say a whole lot about it because, I've got biracial nieces and nephews. It's a lot in my family, don't we, Brian? Yep.
Speaking of Brian, read his next comment.
Marry who done for you, no matter what no matter the color. Okay.
Okay.
So
We understand that. That's some good English right there, but that's we understand it fully though. We
that's
get it.
what he typed. I'm just saying
Absolutely.
what he typed.
No doubt. I love it. Keep it 100,
Okay,
Brian.
so I think he meant down. Marry who's down for you, no matter the color.
No, I think he's saying marry.
Down. There we go. He meant down. Okay. But I'm just yeah. I'm just saying I'm kind of with Ace like that. You can't be like, okay, you can't be like the president of the NAACP and then
Well, I'm asking y'all this question then, and like I said, I'm not gonna speak much about it, but
I'm
think about
sorry,
this guy,
y'all.
the Netflix president, whoever the president of Netflix, right? He has a black wife. He's done a lot of stuff for black people. So, like, not saying he's trying to be the leader of NAACP, but I think that's something we got to think about. Like, how do you combine and bring unity, and not necessarily lead, but bring more people into the cause? Because again, we go back to talking about how people feel about coming to like black churches or going to white churches, things like that. When we may be losing some opportunities from different people if need be. You know what I'm saying? So
I give up.
Everything is right on time. I'll tell you.
You're gonna have to slow down with that typing, man.
Uh,
It's kind of a situation like practice what you preach, Practice what you preach. Some people love because of the dollar signs. Hey, cha-ching.
my girl, Angie.
And some shallow people are okay with that.
I'm gonna tell y'all right
Do-
now.
if that's what makes you happy, then go for the money. It's
I'm
plenty of
tell y'all
sugar
right now.
babies going with sugar daddies, and
Hey,
that's what make the world go round because we all different.
Kim Kardashian coming around with that checkbook. I'm gonna tell y'all right now. We're gonna be getting a lot of hate mail because the Ace she gonna be sitting right here. I'm gonna do the whole show like this. And that's how I feel.
As long as you cut us a check,
I got y'all covered. I'm doing this for us.
okay.
So, all right, when we talking interracial dating, interracial dating is one thing. Exclusively dating interracial, is that a whole different question? Like if I date a white girl, I date a Mexican girl, I date a black girl, I date a this girl, whatever. That's one thing. That's a guy who just maybe looking for love, but when you are a woman who's looking for love, but when you find a person who's only dating, he's black or he's one race, but he only dates a particular kind. What does that say? What does that say about the guy?
It's just his preference.
Uh, no, you know what? I know some guys who they only date outside the race, and it's a little it's some type of it's something wrong there. And like I said, there's nothing wrong with interracial dating. There's nothing wrong with interracial marriage. But in the sense that we're saying, when you got a guy who just refuses to, like, I know a guy my age, and I think he's only had like two black women in his life, and he's had a plethora of young white ladies, and I just think it's something there that's just not right as far as how you feel about yourself or how you feel about your culture. If it's like exclusive, that's the thing. Nothing wrong with you having a white girl.
All right, let's go back to the comments. Ty gave us another good one. Thoughts on the new trend of women asking men to marry them?
HE double hockey sticks, no.
Hey, look here.
Let me leave that question up. So, thoughts on the new trend of women asking men to marry them? You got to look at this from the perspective of a parent, and then your daughter asking some boy. Now, how do you feel about it? That's the when I think about this question. I've seen it on Facebook. I've seen it in different places before, and it's just disgusting to me. It's disgusting. Like interracial dating, I don't care about that. It's two human beings getting together. Whatever you like, you like. Even gay. If you're a man and you like another man, I mean, that ain't me. But whatever. I don't care. But when a woman, when the gender roles switch, we used to ask this question all the time. Why don't a gay man marry a gay woman? It seemed like it would work, especially if it's a butch gay woman and a flamboyant gay man. You would think. I believe you. That's not a bad word, is it, Kim?
What?
She ain't even paying attention.
Yes, I
Live on the air. Kim not even paying.
I actually know a couple like that.
Does it work? Does the roles?
It seemed to work for them.
So she's a butch?
It did. Well, she wasn't a butch. She was just still a feminine woman. And the guy, he was feminine, got his nails done and all that good stuff. And he said he was a lesbian trapped in a man's body.
Dang.
I have to think about that for a little bit.
Yeah, those prejudiced blacks bother me. You black, but don't date. What?
How do y'all feel about taking women's last name? Oh, he really on the date thing. No, that's same as the proposing. I'm not with that.
That's a money situation with that.
Deborah McLeod, thank you again for listening. Deborah, we kicking shout outs to you. Deborah McLeod, you are going to get a free t-shirt.
Yes.
All right. I'm with Kim on that. Kim, you read it. I'm sorry.
I'm with Kim on that. I guess I'm just old fashioned.
Yeah. Wake up, Kim. Uh-oh.
I'm up.
Tony Goodson.
I mean, they just put me on the spot, Tony. Golly.
Great show, guys. Thank you, Ty. All right, so I was going to ask a question earlier. I'm going to go back to it. Kids moving out too soon. I think we've talked about this once before. I want to throw that out there.
That's my nightmare.
Kids moving out too soon. All right. That's so when your kid turns 18 years old.
We have two different views on. I know me and you be different on this.
I don't know. Okay, tell me what you feel.
I want my baby to stay till she like 60, and then she can make the.
Yeah, we do. You're right.
I want them to stay till they 60, then they can make a choice. Then.
All of them?
Yeah, all of them.
At least it's consistent.
Y'all let us know what y'all think. Bring the comments in. This is how I feel. I feel like when your kid turns of age, 1, 2, 6 months, you start grooming that kid to leave at 18. Now, I'm not saying leave the house at 18 because they got to go to college, they go to the military. But if all they choose to do is work, time to go. I'm sorry. Now, if they say, Daddy, I want to start a business, or Mom, I want to start a business, then I got a little leeway for that because that's like, to me, that's an education in itself. They want to go to college for 4 years or the military for 4 years. Okay, learn how to run a business for 4 years. I'm cool with that. But you got to actively be doing that business. You got to put your money in it, your blood, your sweat, your tears, your time in it. And know that you don't have to pay rent. You don't have to buy food. You don't have to do all these things that I'm going to do if you were in college. But you have to be running this business. And if in 4 years it fails, we'll see where we're at that point. But if you feel like, well, I'm going to just stay home at this free house and eat this free food and live off these and mooch off these people, then yes, I have a problem with that. Thank you. Thanks, you guys. Kim, I'm going to let you do the rest of the reading. I'm sorry. Here you go.
Moving out voluntarily or being forced out.
I'm talking that. I guess I explained it. Forced out. Here you go, Kim. Here's another one.
I feel like kids should move out once they have succeeded college and found a great job. There's no age on leaving the house.
Who said that? Y'all look that up. I'm curious to see who said that one.
So I got a question for you, though. Back to what you said, just for clarification purposes. You said if they were just working, you want to let them stay there?
No. Well, you know what? If you just working, I would prefer you to be gone, but you can stay paying rent. You're an adult now. You have made an adult decision that this is all you want to do, and that's fine. But unfortunately, this is look at what Leonard said. Birthday gift at 17 is some luggage. In other words, he getting you ready to get you out. I agree with y'all.
That's cold-blooded.
Leonard, how many kids you got now?
That's cold-blooded.
Let me say this, though. The science has proven that male and females mature at a different rates. But the brain doesn't fully develop to 23 to 25 years old. So with that being said, get out the house at 17, 18, may be premature. You know what I'm saying? We're thinking about it from that perspective there.
Well, no, but I didn't say get out at 17, 18. What I
I'm talking
said
about
is you got to have a plan between 18 and
That's what I'm
22.
saying. If they mature differently at different rates, and you can't say that for a 17-year-old they may no different than a 19-year-old.
Oh, so I tell you what, science also says that the most important productive time of your life is between the age of 18 and 23, 5-year time period after high school. So we got to be doing something during that time.
That's creativity, not necessarily brain development, though. That's the difference.
They
Kim,
leave when they're
Go
ready.
back to the question I was gonna answer.
Oh, go back. Ace, do you want your children to pay rent after 20 years old?
So
Good question.
no, let me tell you the deal that I gave to my daughter and the deal that I would give to my other daughter and my son. So I told my daughter, come home. And I mean, she wants to go fly, do whatever, ever. And we've been training them, so it's not like she's not capable. But I told her I would feel more comfortable with her leaving the house after. I want her credit score at 700 or above. I want her to be 100% debt free. I want her to have a good job. I mean, I know she might not have her great career job. But I want her to have a stable, good job, and I want her to have at least, now I prefer more, but at least 15 to 20,000 saved in the bank. Yeah, under those conditions, if she left the house, I would be completely confident and she could fly. But now she can totally say, "Hey, Dad, I'm out," and I would have to respect that. But I would just prefer her leave the house under those conditions. I wouldn't ask her to pay rent, anything like that. I would want her to just get the jump on life we didn't get, and get a head start. Now it's not pampering as far as she doesn't get to just kind of lay around and live. She has, like Goodson said, she has to be productive and handle her business. But I want her to certain stresses and everything. I don't want her to have to deal with so early, just because we did. Leave her with that credit score. Leave her with that savings. Leave her debt free and fly. And that's how other people set their children up for success.
Mm-hmm. All right, good answer. They leave when they are ready. I feel like I was forced out too soon. It's like a bouncing ball. It's like parents carry us and drop the ball.
that's similar to what Ty said. Ace said, I like it.
Someone else said, leave when you want. Just leave with a plan. Otherwise, fall on your face on your own.
Now, let's talk about that for a quick second. Falling on your face. I fell on my face. But I fell on my face late. I went to college. I did the whole thing and then fell on my face. Eric helped me out. Eric helped pull me up off my face. But that was the biggest lesson that I've ever had.
You
see that plant?
You see this?
I
got several bumps and bruises where I fell on my face multiple times. So it just is what it is,
Now, the question after that, of course, is falling on your face a good thing? I say it is.
It can be.
Yeah.
It can be.
But the saying goes, a smart person learns from their mistake. A wise person learns from other people's mistake. So if you learn from falling on your face, great. But it's even better. Like Ace was saying, if you can show them how to get out and fall, without falling, that's even better. Kim.
Someone said I can't see the face. All I see is Facebook user, y'all. So bear with me. But I don't have kids. LOL. I'm going off my own experience and how I would do my own children. Well, right then, that must be Leonard.
Leonard has a daughter.
Okay. If you're okay with your adult child staying in the home, are you okay with them having their boyfriend or girlfriend stay the night? Well,
absolutely not. This is the thing. Now here's the
good question.
Here's the stipulation. Everything I said holds true. But that nigga ain't part of it at all.
100%
in no way, shape, or form.
I also have another comment. I'm sorry. I also have another comment that's not on our screen. It was texted to me by my middle child, DeKeiston Mosley, that is hubbed in Knoxville, Tennessee. I'm sure he's watching along with his girlfriend, Stasha. Stasha watched our show on site about a couple of weeks ago. So he said, I disagree with Ant. He said kids should leave the house once they are financially stable and have the support required to leave, with or without a plan.
Your middle kid used to be my favorite. Tell him he in third place now. Kim?
What about these 30 and 40-year-olds at home and not working? Well, that's an HE double hockey sticks no.
Where these cats at? 30
No,
and
no,
40
not to
years
not
old.
working for it now. Not to not working.
Yeah.
If my I put it like this, if my children were 30 and 40, I still wouldn't ask for rent or anything like that. But you have to be doing something for your self. Ace, do they have adult freedom at your home? Yeah, that's gonna be on them.
Okay, what we need to define adult
Adult
freedom.
freedom. Ain't no dudes spending the night. Ain't no dude at a certain time. Ain't no dudes coming over. Um,
Can
you
they
ain't
smoke trees?
you ain't smoking no trees. You ain't. Nah, I don't know about drink. Nah, you ain't really drinking something like this. I mean, you can watch whatever you want on cable.
Yeah.
So that's a choice they're gonna have to make. Do I want to have company spending nights like that, or do I want to give myself a boost on life? Do I want to get a 700 credit score, 25,000 in the bank, debt free? So that's something that they're gonna have to choose.
Yeah.
Falling on your face is necessary if you are hard headed.
Yeah, and based on that, it's really important to know your child. That's what it really boils down to. Know your child and know what they need, and to be able to supply for them. Whether they
Hmm.
need to be put out at 17, I mean 18 years old, and you know that's what they need to survive and proceed. Do that. And obviously, if they need to stay longer, you need to know your child.
Because it's funny. There's no manual for being a parent. If there was a manual for being a parent, it would either work for me or not work for my sister or whatever the case may be. Because me and my sister are so different. We can't. We did. She moved out sooner than I did. Not before because I'm older, but she moved out at 16, 17 years old. I waited till I was almost 19. When I graduated from high school. So, there's no perfect manual. But I do believe, and so, I mean, you can't just say, yes, they have to go at 18. I'm not necessarily saying that, but I am saying, yes, they have to have a plan. And by 23, and it depends. If I want my kid there at 23 and they're good with it, that's a different story. That's a whole
Yeah.
different situation.
Yeah.
But if I don't want my kid, because I want freedom. I'm 44 years old. Eventually, I want them all gone. And I want to be able to walk around naked anytime. That's the plan for me. All right, Kim.
No. I want
You must have Miss Garrett in the fourth grade.
I am not obligated to make sure you have a plan. If you want to leave, leave. I
Whoa.
instilled a plan in you, and when you were an infant to 18.
Dang.
Whoa, that's Ty. That was a harsh one right there,
Woo,
Ty. I don't
Ty.
know.
Woo.
Tell you
I feel
what,
like a witch.
I'm working on getting some people on for parenting in the new age. Not that I said this is anybody's way you parent not bad, not wrong or anything like that. But I'm curious because it's this new age parenting happening that I think can be helpful if we bridge some stuff together from old school, some of the new school stuff together. I think it'd be really cool conversation to have with somebody who believe in. Or it's one way to say it's positive parenting, whatever, and some other new age stuff. But yeah, that's hey, I
Stand firm,
understand it.
Anthony. Don't let Ace pull you in.
Thank you for that, Leonard. You know what? I'm going back. At 18, they gotta go. Luggage. You got your luggage for Christmas at 17. Kim.
Desiree speaking. All right, Des, we see you. I appreciate the show tonight because, like you said, there is no manual, but I appreciate all this knowledge. Y'all spitting out, preparing, giving me some direction.
Very
All
good,
right,
Kim.
man.
And one more comment. Keep the comments coming in, y'all. We're enjoying them. Kim.
I'm saying if my 14-year-old son wants to leave, I ain't stopping him. Leave him alone.
You do a good job these comments, girl.
And Kim, we will give you a sticker. Here you go. Here's a sticker for you.
Hey,
Man,
take what you get a shirt. You get a shirt.
I tell y'all what, yeah, they definitely have to have something in place. They have to be being productive. Definitely, it can't be a bomb. It just I don't know. I'm attached. I give her my oldest baby. She's weighing college now, and it's like from the moment she leaves to the moment she walks back through this door, it's just like I literally waiting on her return. Just um, even with my youngest, they're at school and stuff. It's time for them. I'm looking at my watch, and it's about time for them to get out of school. My baby's getting. I just literally, I feel my best when like all my kids are here, and the whole family's together. And like I said, no bums now, but it's like if my daughter's 30 and she's working, got a great job, she decides she hasn't moved yet, but I don't have disrespect for kids, any problems, anything like that. My baby can be here.
Well, my
I
kids come
absolutely
back.
love this. Go ahead, Ken. I love this one. Go ahead.
My kids can come back anytime they get ready, because they're all very productive. They all have jobs, careers, and that they're doing. And I didn't push them out; they wanted to be out. And I'm a young mom. I was a young mom, so of course, I was a little bit more lenient than what my mother was. My mother and father was. So, but they just always they have independence instilled in them. They just want to be on their own, and that's okay. And they know that I'm here if they ever need me. Okay. Are we parents? The reason some of our new adults have anxiety and medicated, as opposed to how we were pushed out the nest.
Let me get this first. Yes and no. There's nothing 100%. It's nothing mutually exclusive, right? So I think some of that is parenting. I think some of that is social media. I think some of that's the food we put in our bodies. There's so many things that definitely goes into anxiety and people's
Mm-hmm.
personalities these days. There's
Mm-hmm.
things we didn't catch when we was older back in the day. We didn't go to the doctor and we didn't get diagnosed this and that. Whether you believe that stuff or not, we didn't get that stuff back then. So a lot of stuff got passed down to children. The children that didn't know we didn't have as parents. So there's a lot of
Mm-hmm.
different things we have to take into account when we're talking about anxiety, things like that. But is some of the parenting happening that cause some of that anxiety? I do believe that's part of it as well in some instances.
Mm-hmm.
I
It
think
can.
about white privilege. Like we look at the word white privilege, we talk about what it is, we talk about, these kids having it and so forth and so on. But I believe the same thing applies to our children, our age group. If you're 50 years old and under, you have given your children this undeserved privilege that makes them think they don't have to drive, they don't have to work, they don't have to go to college, they don't have to do anything really. These are some lazy kids, but it's not because of them. It's because we have given them this undeserved privilege. So the white privilege that we're talking about, we somehow have adopted that whole mentality, in my opinion. My parents and their parents and so forth above them, they had a certain struggle that we kind of went through the struggle, but we didn't see it, and we started making more money, and so our kids just don't know nothing about struggle. If you go, and Kim, you're a little bit different, and I'm not trying to be funny. Kim's kids you got what, 27-year-old? Is that your oldest?
Yes.
So he almost kind of get a piece of what we had, whereas
Mm-hmm.
Eric's his kids are much younger, and they're getting completely nothing what we had. And so I think that some of the things it was ingrained that, like, Martin Luther King went through a lot and he was killed, but Rosa Parks sat on the bus. That stays in our head. She sat
Mm-hmm.
on the front of the bus, and that was an issue. So we look at that as the issue, and the kids forget about the bus now. They can
Mm-hmm.
sit anywhere. They forget about the water fountains. And so if they don't have any kind of struggle, and I don't even know if struggle is necessary. I'm not trying to say that. But what I am trying to say is I feel like these kids don't have any reason to do anything because we went through whatever we went through. And now we're trying to give them privilege that they just don't deserve at this point.
Mm-hmm. And I
Kim.
think I think we have the same rates of mental illness as we did back when. It's just that we have swept things under the rug, pushed things back, let people be who they are. You got the uncle that's still living at home, with the mom that just is just living and drawing a check, and somebody's got somebody somewhere has that in their black household. Whether he just doesn't do anything, he just smokes cigarettes and goes to the store from time to time, doesn't have a job, and draws a disability check. So I mean, like I said, I think we have the same amount of mental illness going on today as we did back then. It's just people are coming forth to it and being diagnosed. Just piggybacking on what Eric said. Ace, I love it when my kids come home and spend time with us. I love it even more when they all go home.
See this kind of comment right here. I'm not even sure who it is.
Ever either
I'm not even sure, but whenever I see those posts on Facebook to say, "Would you slap your mama for $800 billion?"
and you bet not.
You can do it.
It's comments like this will make me give my mom $1 million.
Hey, so going back to like the rebranding real quick before we get off the air. I mean, I think this is what we're talking about for us to brand me, we brand your family, we brand us, we brand the bigger us, right? So it starts with me individually. So I think if we talk about different issues our children are having to go through right now as opposed to what we went through and our parents went through, some new things have to be done for us parenting. Like right now, I'm working on trying to teach my kid resilience and how to not get so upset over little things. We had to go through that stuff growing up. Like I said, the struggle was a little different then. So
Mm-hmm.
that stuff was kind of ingrained in us. So now we know that stuff's not in our kids. So we have to instill it ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
So keep that in mind. If you're doing things, if you think the same you did 20 years ago, I challenge you to start thinking differently. If you parent the
Mm-hmm.
same way you did when your parents parented you, I challenge you to do things a little different. Now think about doing things a little different. Not saying anything wrong with them, but growth is about change sometimes.
Yeah.
Most of the time, it's about change.
Breaking those generational curses. And also, I look back, on my childhood and we were struggling, but I didn't know we were in the struggle. This was just what we were doing. You live in the projects or whatever. And, I got friends. I'm eating every night, but, you look back on the situation. Of course, they say hindsight is 2020. You look back on the situation and you didn't know that you were, in poverty, basically,
I
so
did. I looked around like, damn.
Okay, so hold on now. Hold on. Go ahead, AC. Go ahead.
Oh no, I just said I was like, I used to be like, damn. I knew it. I knew it. I tell you what, we living in Dallas, but we reflecting country living. Sitting in the middle of Dallas. Yeah, I knew it. I mean, just we was. I feel how some people say poverty as far as we don't have everything. It was like we was like low tier poverty. It was like, damn.
Well, I've got one more comment before we go off the air, y'all. Just from my middle child, from my son. He said, "Why is there?"
No, we don't. He done already made me mad. I'm just kidding.
Why is there such a rush for parents to get kids out? I want to know. Your 20s are made for you to be young and dumb. Your 30s are when you figure out where you want to go, what you like, and how to focus. Anything earlier is a plus, in my opinion.
Well, I'll just say this real quick, and somebody's can respond to it. Actually, This is why we need younger people on the show. Cause I love comments like this to have dialogue back and forth. Because we have to bridge that gap too. We're talking about rebranding in America, and America's built up all different kind of ages, races, things like that. We need, like Anthony said earlier, we definitely got to diversify the audience a little bit more, I guess a little bit more. So we want to continue growing in that way. But I will address a little bit of that. No, because I go all day on that one.
Well, I'll say this. At what point are the adults supposed to be able, not adults, the parents supposed to live? Are we enlisting in a lifetime of course, you're going to be a parent forever, but are we enlisting in a lifetime of raising kids? Because as long as you're in my house, I'm raising you. It's the way it is. So 30, 40, 50, unless you're paying half the bills and all that stuff, if you're in my house, I feel like I'm raising you, right? You can't do it on your own for whatever reason. And then I feel like I've dropped the ball. Unless I want you to be there, like Ace, that's a little bit different. But if you need to be there because at 30 years old, you still haven't figured it out. I got friends at 40 years old still haven't figured it out. At what point am I supposed to say, oh, that's enough. Enough's enough when he's 50? It reminds me of an episode of The Office called Scott's Tots, where Michael Scott, he had promised all these little black kids he was gonna pay for their tuition. And he didn't, he had to face the music. He couldn't pay for it, whatever. But he made a speech, and the speech said, when I was in my 20s, I thought I was going to be a millionaire by the time I was 30, but I wasn't. And then when I was when I was 30, I thought I was going to be a millionaire by the time I was 40, but I had less money at 40 than I did at 30. There was hope. There was hope that never, came through. That never, what's the word I'm looking for? Manufactured, I guess. All right, let's go to some. That's even better.
It depends on who's financing your fund.
That's a good point.
Well, some adults in their 20s are already millionaires, so I don't know about young and dumb.
Yeah, but those I'm sure not living with their parents. Yeah. All right. Well, hey, look, y'all. Be sure to go to YouTube and to Instagram. Be sure to like it. Be sure to subscribe. Be sure to follow. Is that what it is, Eric? It's called rebrandUS Podcast. We've been there for a while. We got T-shirts. Somewhere, some special people we may give away about 5 to 10 special T-shirts, maybe 15. But then the rest of them are on sale. Kim, tell them how they can get those.
So just let a sister know if you want a T-shirt. Comment, like, share this live podcast tonight. Also, just either inbox one of us and let us know what size you need. And whether you want black or white, or just let us know if you want a shirt. Of course, add us on Facebook, add us on Instagram and YouTube, rebrandUS Podcast. Thank you, guys. Let me get a free t-shirt. Who said that?
Who is it? I don't know.
Oh, that was Ty. Okay, my bad.
Okay. That might be possible. But, you can get a free t-shirt if you add people to our group on Facebook. The more people that you bring, because we have a lot of friends in common, but there's a lot of friends that we don't have in common. Add those people, encourage them to be active in our podcast and on our live broadcast so that we can get some feedback and another perception. So thank you guys for your support. We really appreciate it. And I've had fun tonight.
Tonight's been a lot of fun. Thank y'all. We'll see y'all next week. We got a hard-hitting subject next week. Ace, what we talking about next week?
Next week we're gonna be talking to 30-year-olds that still live with their parents that put socks on the door when they have company.
We'll see y'all next week.